Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and no one makes me laugh like you do.
Here we are.
Ahmed Gordon, how are you? Is this your OnlyFans page?
Well, hello. Welcome.
Hello, ladies.
How are we doing today? Yes. This is the continuation of in-laws and nieces and nephews being in town. Last week was Chuck E. Cheese, and today they were supposed to leave and their flight got canceled, and so they're still here.
Okay.
I have no place in my home to call my own other than my bed. So
okay. Hey.
and then my mother-in-law, bless her heart, is downstairs enjoying the Kamala Harris.
Oh yeah, the rally's going
yeah,
on.
we just watched Meg Thee Stallion. My wife was mortified. She's like, Meg, why? Not right now.
Oh.
Yes, Mama. She's like, why are we having Meg?
Meg and all of her Megness.
Oh, hey, Meg was classy.
Oh, she was. Okay.
Full blue suit, tummy out, but wasn't full twerks.
Okay.
Wasn't full twerks. A little gyration.
Yeah.
Megan was at a Kamala Harris rally.
Yeah, she opened.
Yeah, she just
Nice.
she just got off the stage.
Entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah, she just got off the stage. She just got off the stage. I must say John Ossoff. John Ossoff. Let me tell you something, John Ossoff.
Okay, don't sleep on John Ossoff.
John Ossoff can get the crowd going.
Okay.
Yeah. John Ossoff. I was like, John Ossoff might be. I'm just.
I know.
We'll talk about it. Go ahead.
Oh no, I think if he was in a Democratic state, and would have not the issue about a governor replacing him in the Senate, he might be up for consideration.
Yeah.
But because you guys have a Republican governor,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
You would definitely lose the vote there, the majority. But yeah, don't sleep on John Ossoff.
John Ossoff, boy.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. How are you, Khameron?
I'm well. I'm in the MLK Fair Housing exhibit, just a space dedicated to Martin Luther King's organizing around fair housing when he was in Chicago. It's right next door to where his Chicago home was. With there's Martin there, and then there's the Coretta Scott King there.
Here's Coretta.
And you in the middle.
Yeah.
Young Khameron in the place of Martin III or Dexter. I'm not sure which, but
nope.
Yeah.
Don't want anything to do with that legacy.
So that's an interesting choice. How did you make that choice that's where you're going to broadcast from today? Ooh.
This is also the UIC Neighborhood Center, which is a space that I manage for my employer.
Okay.
This is an unofficial, I just have to disclaim for state entities, this is an unofficial broadcast. I am operating here as an individual, not as a representative of UIC. Again, this is an unofficial broadcast. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Get out the way. I like that. He said, hey, y'all not going to bother me. Y'all not going to bother me.
Not going to mess up my good money. Or money, period. Let's just put it that way.
However you want to look at it.
Med, speaking of Khameron being on campus, it's the first day of school in your household.
Yes, my young son Blake went to school for the first time today. First day of school was today. I got into it with a lady in the parking lot.
Already? The drop off or the pickup?
It was a pickup. Now, I want to say this. I believe that I had a right to be there. Okay. My wife thinks it was my fault.
Okay.
But I believe if I come from a different direction to come into the parking lot, usually there's a police officer there to direct traffic. Today there wasn't. So I just waited for an opening. Young lady wasn't paying attention. I thought she was letting me in. I went in.
Did you wave? Did you wave? And then
I went to thank her.
And then she
pulled up and like, excuse me, honk honk. I turned around, rolled my window down. She said, there's a line. Now I look back at the line. It was a very long line. I wasn't waiting in that line. I wasn't going to drive down all the way to come back around and sit in that line. Wasn't going to do it. And I'm just like, okay. She's like, you feel like you shouldn't skip the line? I'm like,
Oh,
I came from
Karen,
that way. I
please.
didn't come from that way. I came from that way. And I'm like, she's like, well, I would like to have my place. I'm like, I thought you were letting me in. I thought you were letting me in.
And you hesitated. And she who hesitates loses her space.
Exactly. I sat there and I'm like, are you letting me in? You letting me in? She didn't move. I wouldn't have took the spot. Now, because I am the man that I am, I backed up and let her go ahead of me. And I proceeded to go in after her. I'm like, I don't know what that stopped, but here you go. You can be in front of me now. And yeah. But I was like, first day, I'm not going in the back of that line. Not when I drive from this direction every day. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Karen, stop it. Now your wife is right, and you were right. You were a gentleman and you were a scholar, but that wouldn't have been me. Because first of all, I don't have a horn, so I couldn't have honked. But I would have stood my ground, and I would have gone in there and it's like, "What you gonna do?"
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't believe in arguing with women. I'm just go ahead and have it. You can go ahead and have it because she was really. I'm like, ma'am, I'm not gonna wait in line. That's a long line. Not gonna do it. Absolutely not.
And I'll see you in the same place tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, thank you, ladies. Thank you. Got a text from Sherry and Kim, two funny mamas. I guess they are there with Damon on Martha's Vineyard. They have shows this weekend on Martha's Vineyard. If you have not, if you are headed there, be sure to go and check them out. And Damon is there every night. And so thank you very much for that. Damon's probably on stage by now.
Where's Martha's Vineyard at? Is that New York?
It's Massachusetts.
And that's different than the Hamptons, right?
Yeah, Hamptons is New York.
Got it. Cause I was asking, I thought I hit up Damon about the Hamptons being, not for poor people. And he's like, oh no, we're somewhere different. I'm like, I don't know why I thought it was like right all together. So it's not this. Okay, not the same.
No, they're geographically different. Massachusetts, New York.
Understood. We here now.
Yeah. Thank you, Myra is telling us that they're showing the Harris rally right now live on one of the cable stations. I'm sure they all are. So thank you for that.
Meg Thee Stallion opened. I saw that.
And I'm going to go back and watch that. Yeah. That was the story that I have in tomorrow's newsletter about that. And speaking of which, Khameron, let's talk about your story and you in the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our Monday through Friday newsletter in which we seek to super serve the African American community with lots of information by and for our people. And you talk about the current president, or as you refer to him in your previous headline, the lame duck president, talking about.
Yeah, it was a good one. I saw that. I'm like, damn.
I couldn't.
I said, damn, Cam.
No.
What he is.
No. We're not going out like that. He's not going out like that. But Khameron was gracious enough to change and to change the headline to I thought was something more befitting and appropriate for the president, talking about the plans that he has for changes on the United States Supreme Court.
Yes. So funny story. This plan for reforming the Supreme Court, Biden's plan to reform this Supreme Court, came out about a week and a half ago. New York Times wrote the article, and no one cared, probably because he was busy stepping down at the time. So then Press Cycle released it again, and now it's just getting...
No, I'm just going to correct you. They did, and he said yes, but I'm going to be talking about it in my speech as I go to the University of Texas for the anniversary of the Civil Rights Act. He did not make that trip. That was supposed to be when he was sick. So they went ahead with the story, and he went ahead with delivering that on Monday.
Okay, well, press lull by circumstance. But regardless, Joe Biden plans to reform.
I'm not going to let you get these digs in Joe Biden. No, we're not going to have this.
It's not even about Joe Biden.
What is it about, Khameron?
It's just objectively remarking upon the circumstance that the chessboard has made Joe Biden a lame duck, not Joe Biden himself. It's just the chessboard.
Proceed, Khameron.
But yeah, so Joe Biden wants to reform the Supreme Court. And if you've been following, it's Sybil, if you've been following the What You Need to Know newsletter, then you're already in the know as to why. The Supreme Court, some of the justices have sugar mamas and sugar daddies. Some of those sugar mamas and sugar daddies are Nazis and Nazi apologists. And others claim to be nonpartisan, but they clearly are. And that can cause some issues when you're the highest court in the land. So this plan that Biden is proposing takes on 3 different prongs, ultimately to assure that no one is above the law. Naturally, of course, any reform to the Supreme Court has to go through Congress, and that's where I just remark upon the chessboard as it stands, that this Congress probably won't let anything through at all. However, the plan is laid out for a Kamala Harris to carry through some much needed reform to the highest court in the land and in the history of our country. So the potential is there to reform the United States Supreme Court.
Do you want to tell us what they are?
The reforms?
Yes.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah. So the reforms come in 3 prongs. One is implementing term limits to justices. The other is establishing a moral code of ethics. And there is one more. My mind escapes me. The ethics code, term limits. Oh, right. And he just wants to clarify some of the legal bindings for people who hold public office. And so just to insulate any future coming executives that they don't come into offices with, God power.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. You can work on this immunity thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the most important thing, obviously, as a result of the Supreme Court decision, and trying to get rid of that, along with some members of the court. But certainly, the immunity clause that now gives all presidents a certain amount of immunity, with the hopes of one presidential candidate that he will be able to do a lot of things that he was not able to do before, and not have to pay the price for it.
Indeed.
Hence the immunity.
Yeah, I think that this is like, I understand where Cam's coming from, because it feels like this is like just a little too late, because obviously, like you said, nothing's going to come of this. I wish that Biden kind of attacked this a couple years ago, where we saw some of this BS started to come down, come down from them, and then how it's stacked Republican. Because I'm just like, this is a move that Republicans would have made if it was the other way around. Like, this is a move that Republicans would have made immediately the minute that too many Democrats got on the court. And so it's good to see them actually, fighting back a little bit. But it's just like, is it too little, too late at this point? And of course, that's what makes this election so important, because if Kamala Harris wins, then we might be able to see this push through. If Trump wins, it's going to get all killed, and we're going to get 2 more Republicans put into these seats. So, I'm hoping that he's able to put these term limits in place, and not just for them, but for Congress people too. I would love for term limits to come to Congress as well. But
well, we have it in Congress, but
well, I mean, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It's just I wish they could stop at a certain time. They could only
yeah. I mean, we have term limits in terms of that term, but to say that you can only run for 6 terms or 5 terms or whatever, certainly. But that's going to be something of another. But I do want to make the point that this isn't just a last minute and a last ditch effort by the president. And I'm not a shill for the president. I just don't like the way that he is being pictured in the media these days. And so what has happened is he put together a commission of people to talk about advances and changes in the justice system. And now they have come with their recommendations, and these are the recommendations of their recommendations that he went ahead with. So it's not a lame duck situation. It wasn't something that he woke up and said, "Jill, I'm going to change the court." It wasn't that case. And this has been a long time coming. He's had a number of esteemed people like the great Cheryl and Eiffel and others who have been working for years to come up with a plan on how to change the system. Now, it just so happens the timing is that a lot of attention has been made to what the court has done and members of the court have done most recently, but they were working towards changing that some time ago.
I hear you.
But
the optics are bad.
No doubt. But what
right, but I get what you're saying. It's just like with just how everything's falling into place. It just looks like I mean, I understand what you're saying, but like the way it looks, just how everything's lining up, him not, him dropping out of the race, and now it's just like, what's going for those that are just seeing the headlines? It's like, huh? How are you trying to do that now when you're not running? That's what it looks like. So
it's kind of like giving Pawpaw something to do before he, and I get that, but I think it's very unfair that we talk about him in this way and not give both sides of the story.
No, I hear you.
If we are being honest, Khameron,
mm-hmm.
and if we are being truthful in our storytelling, then we have to give both sides of it and give some of the background on it too.
Yeah, but I think that just like the chessboard is what it is.
I think
he's an outgoing CEO.
I still think it was a funny headline.
Yeah, let him quack, man.
Quack. I'm sorry. Here we go.
There's some other good stories in the newsletter I'd like to point out to you. Coy Malone, our social justice contributor, talks about how representation matters. Are we keeping you from something, Khameron?
No.
He was looking back at Martin.
Mattel has released its first Black Barbie with Down syndrome. Take a look at that story. And Med, we are also saluting Black nurses.
Yes, we are. This whole week we're talking about Black nurses and what they mean to the medical, the medical profession and this country. I'm married to one. I was raised by one. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Black nurses in my family, and so it's like it's a very unheralded profession. And the stories that I've heard in my lifetime,
I bet you have heard some
from Black nurses could make your skin crawl. You know what I'm saying? So again, when you guys, if you ever are in a hospital and you have an opportunity to be cared for by a Black nurse, just say thank you.
Right.
Unless her bedside manners is kind of off, but still try to say it. Look, I know some of her coworkers too, so I can understand. But I'm just saying, just say thank you. I'm sorry, I messed the whole thing up by adding that. I apologize.
You're just really wound up today and feeling very comfortable and egging people on.
I'm sorry. I'm just poking bears.
Okay. Well, one who pokes can be poked back. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that is in the newsletter, and also in terms of our Kamala Harris story, the numbers are adding up for a very historic campaign. Her popularity is going up. 43% in the ABC Ipsos poll found her to be favorable, as opposed to a week ago when she was polling at 35%. Also, the amount of donations, $200 million in donations during week one. And last night didn't count, but the white dudes for Kamala came up with $4 million. So, although they were probably the old white dudes for the old dude running for president before Kamala. But to be fair, they came up with $4 million, and which is great to see, as well as I did mention the fact that it's not just about Black folks who are supporting Kamala Harris. I was in the grocery store the other night, and I had on my Black Voters Matter T-shirt, and an older white woman behind me said, "I like your shirt," and I said, "Thanks." And so kept walking through the store, and we met again in the frozen food section, and she said, "This isn't just a moment; it's a movement." And I was like, Okay, Texas. All right. Okay, I hear you. And so just to let everybody know that it's not just about black folks that are supporting her. It's not just about women that are supporting her. And it is a growing coalition. And hopefully that this will go over what is now 98 days and counting, close to 97 days, but 98 days and counting before the election. But even shorter term, if you look at the early voting that starts in September. So if you'd like to subscribe to the What You Need to Know newsletter and give us better headlines, please go to SybilWilkes.com, give us your name and your email address, and have us, we'll have the email in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. And that's all. It won't cost you a dime. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And we'd love to have you. And also story ideas if you have them. You take those at SybilWilkes.com too.
Okay. Next segment.
What?
Y'all too.
Khameron, let's talk about tomorrow's newsletter. And you write about a local election that's drawing a great deal of attention.
Yes. Tiffany Henyard. We've been talking about Chicago's super mayor for quite some time on the What You Need to Know newsletter. And on It's Sybil, we have detailed the extent of her dastardly deeds and her villainous campaign. Ruining the lives of Dalton residents, just plunging the very township of Dalton into $1 million deficit, extorting civilians for extraneous parking tickets, taking their cell phone, all sorts of lavish trips with city funds. But now members of the Board of Trustees are declaring campaigns against her in the upcoming election. And you can't say that they're in it for the money because Mayor Tiffany Henyard had it so that the next mayor that comes after her, their salary starts at a very insignificant level. So they're really just doing it.
How'd she do that? Wait, what? How she set the pay grade for the next mayor? How did she do that?
So because she holds two public offices, not only the mayor of Dalton, but like the executive for Thornton County, and people were like, "Oh, how does she have all of these jobs?" And she was like, "Fine, let's just reset the mayoral salary to like $50,000 a year or something like that." So the next mayor coming after her makes a sizably less amount than she does.
I'm telling you, this is why she did all this, because people don't pay attention to local elections. They literally had no idea.
Well, you do enough, people will start to pay attention to it.
Exactly now. But it's just like, for her to have all this influence, and that is nuts. And they put her in there and allowed all this because people don't pay attention. And now it's like, oh, our cities is in ruin. What is going on?
And speaking of which, it's time for us to move on. As our producer has noted, it's time to ask the what's really going on question. And I can't say that this is related to the Tiffany Henyard story. But what's really going on, National Chicken Wing Day was celebrated this week. And so the question is, where do you get your favorite chicken wings, and why is that particular spot your favorite? Opening it up to a lot of people around the country as to, and if you don't eat chicken wings, it just kind of leaves you out. I'm sorry. But I know somebody who is a bit of a foodie here and can definitely contribute to this. It might be more than one. There might be a toss up, but as a result of National Chicken Wing Day, where do you get your favorite chicken wing, and why is that particular spot your favorite? What is it they do to the chicken? Med?
So, being married to somebody from the south side of Chicago, my wife has a very big issue when it comes to wings, because she's like, when we go get wings in Chicago, it's a full wing. What are these wingdings? She does not like them separated. She's like, no, a wing and the flat and the drumstick, that's one. That is not
right. I agree with her. Yeah.
So that's so she's outside Harold Chicken. That's that whole thing. For me, because
they're ripping us off.
It is. It honestly is. But for me, American Deli actually has a good wing. I'm not gonna, if I'm just gonna go buy something, because well, we do actually have a couple Harold's down here, but it ain't the same.
I was gonna say,
It ain't the same. But American Deli is good. It's just I need a firm chicken wing, because while I was at Chuck E. Cheese, my mother-in-law ordered some wings, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" It was mushy. I didn't like it. It was very bad. Flavor wasn't that good. Mushy, man. Like it was. No, I need a firm wing with a little crisp to it. It was like soggy. I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? This is a bad wing. So Chuck E. Cheese, let's work on that, shall we? And
well, the food's not for the adults; it really is for the kids, and they're more.
I wouldn't serve that to my kids. What are we doing? Not or my kid, my child, but the nieces and nephews. Yeah, and I wouldn't do that to them. So that is how it has to be a nice crisp to it. Got to have some good flavor. I am a lemon pepper wet kind of guy sometimes, but sometimes I can be a little too salty, and I'll just go to a mild wing or just a naked wing. You know what I'm saying? I don't like too much breading though. Like, you go to Hooters and they have all that extra breading on it. I'm like, where's the meat? I've eaten a lot of flour and I don't like that. So,
but I'd rather have some flour than to have just some wings that are naked and they're depending upon you, because if you don't like the sauce, then it's very unappetizing.
It can be if it's not seasoned well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I still want seasoning, but naked. I don't really like too much batter on it. That's Martin Luther King.
I don't understand. Why is there a surprise?
That's a little taste of home. That's all that is.
Okay.
I am right off 16th Street. Like I don't.
Okay. Khameron, I know you don't eat, but do you have memories of chicken wings?
Oh, not any that stand out. Wings are definitely a big deal in my household. My stepfather loves him a good chicken wing.
Does he make them, or do you guys buy out?
My mom fries them at home when she can, but we have been getting them from Domino's recently. Shout out to Domino's.
Really?
And they like them?
Are they good?
Yes. Yep.
They look appetizing. I just want people to stick with
Domino's be sneaky good sometimes. You gotta watch. Yeah, Domino's be sneaky good with some of their stuff. I was like, hey, Domino's, when did y'all come back? What happened? Where'd y'all go?
Like, we've been here.
They ain't gone nowhere. I'm like, yeah, okay, Domino's, I see you. Okay. Got some aunties in the kitchen now. I got you. Okay, that's good.
I haven't found a really good chicken wing place, and I do like chicken wings. And
you in Dallas? What do you mean you ain't find no chicken wing place? Nothing good out there?
No. The only place I've had it, and it was at a Chinese restaurant, and they were really good. Chinese restaurants. I found, yeah.
They'll. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's soul food chicken.
Yeah.
Let's eat.
Yeah. And it's beyond the chicken fried rice or the shrimp fried rice.
Yeah.
Soul Brother Special. They can fry up chicken.
I've been shocked by some China. I'm like, why did we get wings from China? Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Judy, I want to talk about Judy right here. Yeah, Publix have some good wings too. They do. Publix has good wings. Grocery store wings can surprise you as well.
So I have Myra J has said that too, and I tried the our local Tom Thumb or Albertsons, and
hit or miss.
You very much so. Yeah.
Hit or miss, but I gotta lean. Like Publix hasn't really steered me wrong. Whenever I get a Publix wing, I'm like, oh, this ain't that bad. Kroger, Walmart.
Yeah, we got it, Yolanda. Thank you. Oh, we got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
But this isn't for you, Dora Levette Tiggs, I guess. Sorry. Harold's Chicken in Chicago says Viella Williams on Facebook.
What number? Which one? Which?
Why is that a big thing? My wife said the same thing. You can't go to this one, but you have to go to They don't have the same recipe? Is that the same recipe?
You really are a suburban boy, aren't you?
I am. I'm very much so. But my wife and my mother-in-law, no, don't go to that one. Go to the one on. I'm like, It's all Harold's chickens. They don't cook it the same. What's going on?
Your mileage may vary.
And that could be just to another room in the house. So someone said they eat baked. Renita Bland, you like them baked? Okay.
Air fried wings are also the new hotness now.
Yes.
All right, Shirley Girlies. My favorite chicken wings are mine. Shirley Anthony Davis says on Facebook. Good for
LLC,
you.
let's go.
Well, nothing but a ride, Shirley. We'll be there in a minute.
Right.
Arthuretta Wilson on Facebook. Chucky has microwave wings.
I believe that's what it felt like, soggy, like you didn't even, like you just threw it in the microwave and heated it up. What are we doing, Chuck E. Cheese? Let's get it together. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, how did they compare to the tenders?
I didn't have the tenders.
Did anybody have tenders?
No, we didn't do tenders. It was we had wings, we had like a flatbread and celery and carrots, and then we had the pizza. And the wings were just blah. Ugh. Whoo, what a bad experience.
How was the cheese?
Good. I actually enjoyed the pizza there.
Okay.
Not bad.
Brenda Brooks Perry on YouTube. Walmart. I crisply air fried them, full wing with salt and chili owl. I mean, DW agrees with you on YouTube, Med. American Deli is good. Another vote for American Deli. I don't know what chilo is. Chilau. Chicken wings are very high in cholesterol, says Shirley Anthony Davis.
Probably are.
That's very true.
Thank you very much.
But sometimes you just take off the naked part and really make them naked. Just get to the skin. Mr. Hollywood Chicken, Nikki J says on YouTube, because I can get them without garlic. I'm allergic to garlic. He makes the best wings. They're like the wings from the church basement made by my Gigi. Oh.
Let me say something about that. You know how good those wings got to be for you to be allergic to garlic, and you're asking the garlic off.
Yeah.
Like no garlic will ever touch them things, and you're like, I'm gonna risk my life.
Right. And Mr. J said, I got you, little lady, and just like your Gigi's. Judy Douglas on Facebook. Publix on Cascade in the ATL. They put something in the recipe that keeps me coming back. It's crack.
I'm about to say crack. It's probably crack.
It's crack.
Probably crack.
Yeah. Janet Ferguson on Facebook. I fixed my own wings, lemon pepper and buffalo wings.
At the same damn time, Janet, or
lemon pepper and buffalo?
I would say I want to know how you do that, and how does that? Is it more buffalo, more lemon pepper, or are we doing two separate things that we're doing here?
And are they equally as good? I mean, is the lemon pepper as good as the buffalo, or one that you prefer, or what would your guest say? Brenda, Publix on Piedmont. Now we got a little chicken war going on here.
We're treating Publix like Harold's Chicken. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, y'all. We're not going to do that.
Cascade versus Piedmont. Which is it?
We're not going to do that.
Charlotte Bowen Bellamy on Facebook. Mama Lucia in Rockville, Maryland. Chicken wings, yes. Full wings, not wing dings. That's
not
true.
Wing dings. Boy, you get a full wing. It's hard. It's hard to find a
place.
And
it's hard to find a full wing.
It's hard to find a place to do both. And it's like when you say 5, you'll get 5 now. 5 for the price of, I guess, 10 wing dings, I guess. But if you get 5, you know it's a full wing you're getting. When
did they start cheaping out on the wings like that?
When they found out they could do it.
And we allowed it to happen.
We allowed it to happen.
Damn it. Arthuretta on Facebook says Acme in South Jersey. Sounds like a home how-to depot kind of place. TYO Dimples on YouTube. Costco or Gordon Foods.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. Costco and the Sam's Club, they have that little thing in the front. I've never had a wing there, but I wouldn't be surprised if a wing might be okay there.
Have you've not sampled?
I've never sampled I've sampled in the aisle a wing, but not like the actual sold by the Costco or the Sam's Club or BJ's, however you want to call it. Whatever warehouse you shop at. I've never actually had their wings, but I could see how you might have a good option there as well.
That's interesting. Aubrey W on YouTube says, I love the Chinese restaurant wings, especially their bourbon barbecue wings. Bourbon barbecue. That sounds sticky.
It sounds dark.
Gwen Turner on YouTube said, 7-Eleven has great wings. I did not know that, and I probably will never experience those.
Wings and pizza. Now, when I was in Chicago recently, what I did was I found a coupon on my 7-Eleven app that got me a pizza and a big gulp for $3.99.
Okay.
2 slices of
Y'all
pizza. And a big
really
gulp.
be out here
2
sleeping. Like,
slices. Okay.
Huh?
your data's getting sold anyway, so just download the apps and at least you get your money back for
Oh
shopping.
no, my data's everywhere. I'm an app guy. I'm looking for coupons, baby. I'm looking for discounts.
Might as well.
But see, the thing about the 7-Eleven wings, I see them sitting there. You have to ask the question, how long have they been sitting there?
Yeah.
That's a question you have to ask.
And not necessarily in terms of hours either.
Probably days.
Yeah.
Because those hot dogs, they've been grilling a long time.
They've been rotating.
Yeah. Yeah. So
they stay warm though.
So that's our question of the day. Thanks for everybody for piping in. Appreciate it. And sorry, this wasn't for you if you don't eat chicken wings. But thanks for participating in our little game. Appreciate it. Let's move on to trending. Golden again. Golden. The U.S. Team USA won gold in gymnastics today. Simone Biles and Team USA won the gold in the women's team final inside the arena in Paris. Biles competed after tweaking her left calf during qualifying on Sunday, and they did have her all wrapped up and everything. She showed no serious signs of injury while leading the team to victory. And moments after, she walked off the floor at the arena as the final gymnast on the final event. Her score 14, and this is not lucky, 14.666, don't like that, flashed on the screen and made it official. The U.S. team won the gold medal and we're back on top of the gymnastics world yet again. The medal for Biles is her 8th overall and 5th gold in 3 appearances, made her the most decorated American gymnast in Olympic history, having qualified for the all-around competition as well as the event finals on the beam, the vault, and the floor, and she'll have a chance to earn the most golds by an American gymnast, as well as potentially even more history. So, I was very excited to put things off on my schedule today and watch them live as they performed. And I'm sorry that one of the young ladies was chucked off the team, but the others stepped up. And Jordan Childs, she had a bit of a slip. She was going on, I think, on the beam, but she performed very well too. And it's great to see their families there and supporting them, and not just because their husband is a famous football player, for a not so famous team.
Yeah, he's really not.
So
let's not. Let's respect the Bears. We're not going to do here. Disrespect the Bears. It's disrespectful as their play has been.
Well,
we're not going to disrespect the Bears. Hard Knocks, by the way, HBO, August 6th. Plug in. We there. Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze. Come on, we in there.
But they're not playing. They're not playing this week at the Hall of Fame ball.
The starters ain't playing. Starters ain't playing. But Simone Biles. Let me just say something about Simone Biles.
Go ahead.
Simone Biles, like, I watched her and I'm just like, what the hell? You're supposed to be the old bird out here doing, and you like amazing.
Flipping, and
I'm like going hard. You got like 4 moves named after you.
Right.
Simone Biles is probably going to qualify for the 2028 Olympics out in LA. And that's probably where she's going to end it. She's probably going to retire after that, come home and put on a show. Because I'm like, she's better than everybody still.
Yeah.
She's still better than everybody. Not even close. It's not even close. She did the thing. She was
used to be illegal.
Right. She was holding her legs
right
here and flipping twice in the air and landing. And like she bounced a couple times. The people said that vault is so difficult. It didn't matter that she bounced 3 times in her landing.
Like bounce up however many times you need to.
She said she knew she was going to bounce, didn't care because the level of difficulty was so high that it didn't matter.
And that's the beauty of what she does.
I was like, what are we doing? She should be done. You see, Gabrielle Douglas is like 26, and she's out here retired. You see her teammates, Simone Biles' teammates, like from 2014, they're all old people in media now, and she's still out here competing. and dominating.
And
She's like the LeBron James of gymnastics.
Yeah, of gymnastics, right.
So
right.
2028, I think she's gonna be there.
And I'm a Coco Gauff fan, but I really think that it should have been Simone and the two old
absolutely.
folks in the game. Yeah.
Coco, what are we doing? Coco, you're making me Coco making me nervous because I feel like all of this might have been a little too soon for her. And I feel like because she's kind of like she's had her moments, but I just like when we saw the Williams sister kind of dominate, it's like once they started winning, it was a wrap. Yeah. But it's like I just feel like there's been a lot of pressure on her. I've been seeing her doing a lot of like the arguing with the refs, and when you start doing that,
it's in your head.
She starts kind of losing it a little bit. So
yeah. I wondered about that, Med, when I watched that the other night, whether she is in therapy or if someone has said, you need to talk to somebody. You need to talk to an experienced coach or an experienced player. Maybe Serena and Venus, can talk to you or something. But it seems like it's really in her head now.
I think so. I really do, and I hope she can lock back in because, like I said, she's young, and when you get the success and this notoriety at that young of age, it's hard to lock in. You don't have a Richard Williams,
who's
on your head, let you know ain't none of this matter. None of this star. You ain't no star. Go wash the dishes. You know what I'm saying? Go, and work you to death. So she don't have that. So, she needs to figure that out because I'm not liking what I'm seeing from her performance and then how she's not saying acting, because I don't think she's acting bad, but I think a lot is hitting her and she's getting very emotional on the
and she has every right to speak up and speak her mind. But there's something else that's there. It's an emotion that I'm not the athlete to give her any advice, but there's something emotional there that perhaps she could dispense with and get down to the real get down of playing tennis. Because I have such high hopes for her. I
love Coco, and I want her. It's like I just felt like she was in the carry that torch and keep going. And I just like I'm seeing. I'm just like, you might need to take a break. You might need to do something because it feels like it's overwhelming her right now.
And maybe it's a conversation he has with LeBron or somebody like that about getting all this out of your head and just playing your game.
Yeah.
Just play your game. Khameron, are you watching any of this?
I haven't watched a single iota of the Olympics. Unfortunately, I like the Olympics. Olympics are great.
Synchronized diving. I saw that the other night.
Synchronized diving.
Haven't watched it.
The Mexicans just missed
by that much.
That much. My man was just off just a little bit more of a splash.
Yeah. That's the other thing that Greg Louganis taught us. Yep.
Yeah.
No splash. That's a clean entry right there. Khameron, what sports do you like in the Olympics?
I like water polo.
There goes Ward White.
Water polo's fun because it's a very intense sport, and they be drowning people.
You could die. You can die.
Yeah.
You can die.
And so water polo is fun. Rugby, wrestling, powerlifting, boxing.
Any track and field?
I used to like it as a kid, but not so much now.
Ned, what are your top?
So when it comes to the Olympics, I do enjoy the track and field, certain track and field stuff. Everyone has their the favorites. You get your swimming, you got your track and field, and you got like the gymnastics and stuff like that. But power walking is always interesting.
I love that, but it just sounds so stupid.
It sounds like I'm watching. I'd be like, you can't get into a trot. I'm like, you see her, you see the person ahead of you. You can't go into a light jog to catch up. You got to stay in this heel toe. You're in just to get. Oh my God, I know. I'm like, man, I'm gonna start running to catch up, and you can't do that. I saw the horses the other day. The equestrian, I didn't know they had long distance equestrian events.
Yeah.
9-minute events, 45 jumps. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I watched that.
Bruce Springsteen's daughter was disqualified. She lost the other day.
The Canadians with their drones and spying on people. That's been fun. I'm so used to other things. Breakdancing is in. I'm looking.
Breakdancing. I can't.
I've not seen it. Been looking for breakdancing. Haven't seen it yet. I'm sure one of never mind. That's racist. I'm not going to say. But
let's move on. Let's move on.
I like the eclectic sports that I never will ever see.
My favorite is archery, where they get this little thing. They have like band-aids here and here, and because the way they pull it back, and the string gets up against their faces, and they have boo-boos, and they have to put things to cover there. Reverend Al Sharpton on the serious tip, and the faith community leaders in Chicago held a rally today for Sonia Massey, the downstate Illinois woman gunned down by law enforcement after calling 911 for help. This stop in Chicago is the latest for the pair who were recently in Wisconsin advocating for justice for Devontae Mitchell. That was a 43-year-old black man killed by security guards June 30th outside a downtown Milwaukee hotel. But they are also there are a number of vigils that were held in Sonia Massey's honor over the weekend. Today, I think they're going through some others this week. Sean Grayson, the officer who killed Massey, was fired from his post after he was indicted on multiple charges, including murder. Now, here's the part I wanted to get to. The union, his police union, planned to fight the firing of the deputy who gunned her down. But they announced today they will not pursue the officer's reinstatement. The union's move is a complete turnabout as outrage over the 36-year-old woman's death continues to spread throughout the nation. The union is determined it will not be proceeding any further, according to the Fraternal Order Police Labor Council, adding that the organization has filed a grievance over former Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy, his firing merely as standard procedure. That was.
Wait, hold on, help me out with that. I don't know. I don't know if I heard you right.
Okay.
So the union is not.
They're not
for him to keep his job. Is that what you're saying?
Losing his job.
And
they're walking away from that particular. I'm not sure about like his pension and other things that were mentioned in this, but as far as his being fired, they're not going to fight that.
Okay, good.
Well, it's bad PR.
No, it's very bad PR. My thing is, he should never have had that job in the first place.
Right.
And I don't know if Biden ever did anything about this, but that there should be a national directory of when this kind of stuff happens. Like these
that was supposed to be a part of the George Floyd Policing Act.
Yeah, and I'm just like, these guys keep getting jobs. Like I know it's hard to find police officers. Same thing with like nurses. I mean, not nurses, but teachers. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta Public School District is looking for 200 teachers right now, and the schools are starting right now, and they're literally actively looking for 200 teachers. So I understand is the difficulty in putting good people in these positions, but damn it, DUIs, other things, he should not be having a gun on him doing. He should be at least just a desk person,
right?
Whatever, but not on patrol. What are we doing? If you have a problem officer, every precinct in the country should be able to put his name in, and it pops up with a red. Hey, this man cannot be in the field.
Red flag.
Yeah. If you want to hire him. You're not be in the field.
That database is supposed to be coming, but it's only going to be internal. I was hoping it was going to be like corrupt cop MySpace, where like any citizen could type it.
Well, I mean that's a business. That's a business you could start. Yeah, definitely, because we know enough of stories and just amongst our neighborhoods of people who have done wrong, and you're going to deal with some legalities here, but definitely that is a business to have.
And I also believe that I'm religious, but not that religious. So I don't really believe in calling out demons. She called out a demon.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest interaction I've ever seen in my life. For her to say, I rebuke you in the name
of Jesus.
And that man went from laughing to pointing a gun to her face and telling her, I'm going to blow your head off.
So that shows you what a sick individual he is.
I was like, oh, wow, that's the demon. That's what they be talking about. Because I don't know where the hell that came from.
Right.
It didn't even make sense why he got mad. So,
well, he's done a lot of things in which people are still trying to make sense of, and this hopefully will be the last, but unfortunately, the last in which a person lost their life and two children lost their mother. Let me see. There was one more story I had. Oh, Donald Trump's family don't like him. And I'll make this very quick. His nephew Fred was on The View today. I came home and watched this. His nephew has a son who is physically disabled, a rare disorder called infantile spasms, and it affects his ability to move about. And so the family had the father, Donald Trump's father, Fred, had a fund for this kid to be to take care of family members like this, and this fund has mysteriously dwindled. And when he went to Uncle Donald about this, he was told that mentally ill people, don't deserve to live.
Nice.
And he said everybody has their crazy uncle, and ours is Uncle Donald. And he said that he's been like this. He went into another interview talking about him saying the N word, and well, that's okay. Who am I?
That is a quality information campaign going on there.
Yeah. So and he is a Kamala. He is a Kamala supporter. And he said, "Call me, I'm here."
And JD Vance doesn't believe childless people should
childless cat women.
Yes, this is a great ticket, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is that where that came from? You called Kamala?
Was
Yeah.
And
he called Donald Trump Hitler too. So
at one time, yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was around the time. It was around the time, the same time period too. That he did. He called.
You're right there.
There. I'll let JD Vance, boy.
Let's go to entertainment, as if that wasn't entertaining enough. TMI about Ozempic, Macy Gray. She recently revealed her ongoing struggle with stomach pains and signs of constipation since she began taking Ozempic.
It could be the cocaine, Macy. The cocaine and the shots and the edibles.
They don't mix. Is that what you're saying?
You heard what she said? How she relaxes?
Yeah.
That's how she relaxes. She's like, oh yeah, cocaine, 2 shots, and edibles. Well, I'm like, you can't be doing that and Ozempic and thinking that no.
She said Ozempic. She said she took the Ozempic and she's been up all night. She said that she has done some other things like cocaine and weed and
edibles.
Yeah.
But
her ego got to her. She didn't want to come on television on the reality show to show herself as having let herself go, and so that's when she went Ozempic. But that's a cocktail.
It's a crazy combination. Cocaine and anything is a crazy combination.
There you go.
So I'm just like, yeah, if you're doing first of all, if you're doing a cocaine and you're not losing weight, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing something wrong if you are heavy into cocaine and
you're still looking like.
See what it is? It's the cocaine and the edibles. The edibles are making you hungry, Macy. If you just leave the edibles alone and just use the cocaine, you might lose the weight without eating the Ozempic.
Ned, I learn something from you every day. And that's what I seek to do. Let's move to the jewel. Rely on yourself belief to guide your choices and navigate life's uncertainties. Rely on your self-belief to guide your choices and navigate life's uncertainties.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Macy?
Put one of them down.
Just saying.
It's preferably the gummy.
Most likely the Ozempic. Or the cocaine. Yes, ma'am. You're right. I'm sorry.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, Med. And good luck to you there, Damon.